The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Tonight, FNM leader Michael Pintard says the FNM is united. Tonight, the party is proving that with a major rally set for Grand Bahama. In fact, it's happening right now. We're live in Grand Bahama tonight. Now that the R.M. Lewis resignation has had an opportunity to sit for the past several days, what is the mood like in central Grand Bahama? Does Lewis have what it takes to take those who supported him to the COI? And later tonight, the Hot Topics panel is here to weigh in on the FNM's official position this weekend and that suspicious death of a man found on Paradise Island on a beach there at the weekend. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. The Free National Movement is shaping its path on the road to the 2026 general election. On Sunday, FNM leader Michael Pintard informed party supporters and the nation that the FNM has sent Killarney MP and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis packing, putting to rest any plans he might have to run on an FNM ticket. Tonight, the party is in celebration mode, seemingly lighter after shedding Minnis from its team, or its election, candidates team. Now, Pintard and his team are rallying the troops in Grand Bahama. Joining me from Grand Bahama at that rally, dubbed the Free National Movement Grand Bahama Zone meeting, is, I too am waiting to see exactly who it is. But welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you here this evening. Do we have them, Justin? Darville there. So they came off. We've been waiting now for a few minutes to get them in the zone. I think that we might have them now. Okay, there you are. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Shanique. I don't know if you can hear me. It's pretty loud on here, so I can't hear you clearly. I'm trying to get the technical end with me so I can actually hear what you're saying.
Well, I hope.
But if you, I can vaguely hear Shanique at the moment. But if you can hear me, good evening again, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening to you. If you're having difficulty, because I see in the background you already started, there's a speaker. So perhaps maybe you should just say, tell us, start. Of course, you're looking at live images of the Free National Movement rally there in Grand Bahama. This is on the heels of the party saying yesterday definitively that Dr. Hubert Minnis will not be on its ticket for the 2026 general election. This gentleman obviously cannot hear me. I'm competing with the noise that's in the background,
Shanique,
and that's.
I can vaguely hear you, but I am Safet Roll, the FNM Secretary General. It's pretty loud out here. There are many people. There's no place that I can stand that you won't be able to hear the volume of the music and the volume of what the speaker is saying. But at the moment, the Kwesi Thompson, the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, is addressing the crowd. People have come from all walks of life to be here, all across Grand Bahama. And so I'm just delighted to be here with you. I think they're trying to adjust something right now.
That's okay, Safent. If you can hear me, go ahead. Go ahead. This is Safent. This is Safent Roll. Of course, he is the Deputy Secretary General of the Free National Movement.
I am the Secretary General.
The Secretary General of the Free National Movement there at that rally live. Of course, you all know with live and technical issues and competing sounds, audio. So I thank you very much for being here. Perhaps if you can hear me, if you can just give us an idea of what's happening. You said Kwesi Thompson is now speaking. What is it that the party hopes to achieve with tonight's rally in Grand Bahama, bringing together 5 constituencies after sort of making such a definitive, bold declaration yesterday in terms of former Prime Minister and leader of the party, Dr. Hubert Minnis?
We want to remind Grand Bahamians and Bahamians generally, we want to remind them to not be distracted. The issues that matter most to them, we're discussing those issues. We want people to know that the Free National Movement is the better choice, not just because we're the alternative to the governing Progressive Liberal Party, but because of our ideas, because of our track record, and because of our consistency in sticking with the people of Grand Bahama. We've been highlighting many of the things that were promised by this administration that have not been kept. Some of the things that are long awaited that people are suffering for. People are here, they want to hear what the FNM is going to do when it returns to governance. So we're taking the message. We've seen people out here who said they voted for the Progressive Liberal Party last time. We're seeing many people who said that they didn't vote in the last general election, but they're here today, not simply because they want to cast their vote for the Free National Movement, but they want to make informed decisions. And so they're giving the Free National Movement an opportunity to let the mandate to learn what the mandate is, and to send a message to the people about what we will do under the leadership of Michael Clifton Pintock. And so this is just not a rally. This is a lesson. We want people to learn what we intend to do, and we want to learn from them as to what needs to take place. We don't know everything, and so we are learning on this journey as well.
Good to hear. How important is it for the people to understand the FNM's message that appeared a bit scattered in the last several weeks based on the hits in the media and on social media? How important is it for Grand Bahama to grasp that message, somewhere the FNM has enjoyed great support over the years?
Very important, because we don't take anyone for granted. We've enjoyed the support. We want to keep the support. And what you do with that is you continue to encourage people to talk and to listen to you. And so that's what we're doing. We do not take Grand Bahama for granted. They have really, really encouraged the Free National Movement all across the country by delivering a number of seats in general elections. And this is where we want to come to the people who've trusted us so highly and so heavily for decades now, throughout our history. And so that's why we are here. It is important to make sure that Grand Bahamians are on board and they know that their voices are heard, because they've entrusted their vote and their future with the FNM on many occasions. And so this is essential that we come to home base in some circumstances. People call this home base. It's important that we do that.
I want to ask you, as the Secretary General, what have you been able to gauge in terms of people's response to the party officially yesterday notifying Dr. Minnis and the nation?
I hear you talking, but Mr. Thompson's just finishing, so I can't exactly hear what you're saying.
I thank you very much, Savant Roll, Secretary General of the Free National Movement, there at a live rally in Grand Bahama, hoping that we could have had more time with him to speak, but that's quite all right. We're going to press on by. I saw a minute ago that you all had Natasha Darville there. We will speak with Natasha Darville, who is in central Grand Bahama, right after this break. Stay close.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
Attention Bahama! Get ready to link up in Eleuthera. Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, Colette, Bahama Sin, and the Rock Sound Homecoming Committee present KB and Friends Boatman Show, April 18th and 19th in beautiful Rock Sound, Eleuthera. At the homecoming site, April 18th, experience the boatman himself, KB. Mama D, Colin McDonald, and the Falcons. April 19th, the vibes keep going with Ancient Man, Fan Sean, Teray Roll, Keisha, and the King of the South, Avi. With music by DJ Rap, Pop Style, DJ Lodge, and DJ Andy. Don't miss the Boatman Easter Weekend concert. Book your flights, rooms, and rentals now. For info, email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Telephone 558-3804. Don't miss the ultimate Boatman concert. See you in Eleuthera, April 18th and 19th. Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group present the Legends of Rake and Spray. Get ready for the biggest names in Bahamian music live on stage. KB, Funky D, Chino D, D-Ma, Sweet Emily, Simeon Alton, Veronica Bishop, and more like the Singing Bishop. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 10th at the Farm, Marshall Road. Gates open at 6 p.m. General admission 80, VIP 120. Tickets available at Missouri, Bungie Brand at the Beauty Shack, both locations. Skyboxes and Skypod. Call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Saturday, May 10th. Come by boat and play and experience the Legends of Rake and Scrape. Brought to you by Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, ESC Distributors, Missouri, The Plug, The Beauty Shack, Bahama Sin, Bookie Brand, and Caribbean Wines and Spirits.
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, at the top of tonight's show, we went to Grand Bahama for the F&M rally that's happening now in Grand Bahama. We spoke with Safent Roll, who is the Secretary General of the Free National Movement. We were not able to get as good an interview as we wanted because of the competing audio and sound behind him. However, we're going to continue moving on. In Grand Bahama still, we have Natasha Darville. Natasha is one of the executives, in fact, one of the longest serving executive members of the Free National Movement in general, and she also served specifically at the central Grand Bahama level with Iram Lewis. And I want to get an idea of, now it's been a few days since the resignation and he crossed the floor to join the Coalition of Independence. Exactly what's the mood now in central Grand Bahama? What are they saying? Did they applaud him? Is there still some sort of little mixed feelings among the bunch? And will he be able to get people who supported him before and voted for him twice to follow him to the Coalition of Independence in the next general election? Good evening to you, Natasha. Thank you very much for joining me here on Beyond the Headlines.
Good evening, Ms. Miller. Good evening, Bahamas.
It's good to have you here. You saw, of course, at the top of tonight's show, we went to the Free National Movement's rally in Grand Bahama. You obviously are not there.
No.
You're not planning on trying to get there after this interview?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Okay. Natasha, you served, just so that to establish and who you are and how you're qualified for this interview, you served at an executive post for a number of years. In fact, one of the longest serving executives in this capacity in the F&M. Tell us what that is, please.
I started off some 20 plus years ago as a protocol officer under Mr. Hubert Ingram. I served under the leadership of Mr. Hubert Ingram, under the leadership of the Mr. Tommy Turnquest, and under the leadership of Dr. Hubert Minnis, and also the leadership of Mr. Michael Pentard. As first, I was Deputy Protocol Officer. Then I became Assistant Secretary General.
Assistant Secretary General, so really a key position. We spoke with the Secretary General a moment ago. So let's talk about your role in Central Grand Bahama, somewhere that you've also served, and also very closely with the former Member of Parliament for the F&M, R.M. Lewis. Now that he has, well, first of all, what was his relationship like with the executives, the association in Central Grand Bahama?
Mr. Lewis's relationship with the former executive was a very cordial one. He worked very well with them. They did projects and planned community events together, and there was no problem. This executive that he had in place at that time when he resigned did not support him at all. I think when the relationship began to sour, to me, it was when he ran for leader against Mr. Pentard. Before that, I didn't feel that there was that bad of a relationship, but after that leadership race, it just became almost unbearable.
So you're saying...
It didn't matter what he did. It didn't matter what he did. He could have given them everything that they asked for. He could have done everything. He could have, community-wise, he could have done his job to the letter, to the T, but it didn't matter. Whether he did it, he didn't do it. And it didn't matter if they were telling the truth or not.
So you're saying he sealed his fate as becoming enemy number one because he contested the leadership position in your view?
I'm not saying I think, I know that 100%. So that the Bahamas could have an idea, Mr. Pentard and Mr. Lewis went to, when it was COB back in the day, they went to COB together. They then left COB and went to Tuskegee University together. So they have a friendship of over 30 years. If you go on Mr. Lewis's constituency Facebook page, you will see events where the two of them worked together hand in hand. They marched on youth parades together. They did backyard farming. They did all types of projects. Everything is documented of what Mr. Lewis did on his constituency page. And it didn't matter. Once he contested the leadership, and after he lost, he went to Mr. Pentard and he offered his hand and said, "Sir, I will work with you 100%. It didn't matter. After that day, he was public enemy number one. They were no longer friends, and it was obvious to everyone in the public. Everyone could see it.
So he was frozen out after that. Do you believe the executive that was in place at the time of his resignation, that they were influenced by F&M leadership to perhaps be as hostile as they were with him, that the relationship was no longer cohesive?
I don't have proof of that, but that wouldn't surprise me, because that is the level of petty that when you look in the Wikipedia encyclopedia, you'll see the word petty and the name, the picture Michael Clifton Pentard comes up.
Would you call the leader? You call the leader petty? Listen, bring this internet up. Get it.
Under Hubert Ingram. I served under Hubert Ingram. I served under Tommy Turnquest. I served under Hubert Minnis. And I served under Michael Pentard. I supported Mr. Lewis. There was no doubt in that. Everybody knew that. I made that very clear. But upon me letting him know that, I became public enemy number one. It didn't make sense for me to run again because they intentionally targeted me to say she will not win. I went on Howard Grant's radio show and they called in. And people, Francina, one lady, I can't remember her last name, but she called in. I don't even know who she is, but it's a minion that they put up to call and verbally attack me on the radio.
Yes.
And unfortunately for Mr. Lewis, because I'm very outspoken, a lot of the wrath that he got was also because of me, because I will not lie for my mother. I will always tell the truth.
Now, he stepped down because he was aware that he will not and would have not received, or perhaps he was notified, a nomination to run in the upcoming general election. Were you aware of that? Did you support him resigning and then and joining the coalition?
I did not know he was going to resign, but Mr. Lewis is someone that is when it comes to his personal feelings, he's very private, always has been. The kindest soul you'll ever meet, but he's very guarded because he has always been public enemy number one, especially after the convention. So it didn't surprise me. I wish he would have gone independent, but that's not my choice to make. He has to know what's best for him, and I support his decision 1,000%. And I do it because Mr. Lewis is one of the most decent, honest men that I have ever met in politics. And I have been doing this since my brother enlisted me to help campaign with Cecil Wallace Whitfield.
Wow, that's
he is decent, he's honest, he's decent, he's honest, he's kind. If he can't do it, it pains him, but he does his best. If you go through his Facebook page, you will see tons, but there are many things that he refused to publicize. People go to him daily for checks. People who criticized him and openly criticized him. I saw them on TV, on ZNS TV, criticizing him, but they came to him for checks for various events and various functions, but they wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's all of this is just because of the leadership. That's all it is.
They're being influenced by leadership, you feel, of the Free National Movement?
Like I said, I don't have proof of that, but I wouldn't be surprised because that is what we call our leader.
I want to ask you, Natasha, and I hope that your internet cooperates with us for the next few moments. Does Aram Lewis have what it takes? Will you follow him to the Coalition of Independence?
I will follow him. I will never again. The Free National Movement has showed me that it is no benefit to anyone in this country to blindly follow a party. I loved the FNM with everything I had in my soul. I will never, ever support a party like that again because party loyalty, it seems like it's cultish. I'm in Central Grand Bahama. I'm a registered voter here, and I will follow Aram Lewis and I will vote for him. And everyone within my influence, I will convince them to vote for him as well. It's going to be a hard battle, Ms. Miller. I will not lie to you because this is a predominantly FNMC. It has never gone to the PLP or close, not even close. And it will be an uphill battle, but I'm hoping decency prevails because he is a decent, honorable man.
Are there others that feel like you, that's saying, listen, based on how everything is played out, how Aram Lewis was treated, you saw that officially the former Prime Minister and leader was informed yesterday that dude, stand down, just stand down. Are there others in Grand Bahama and in Central Grand Bahama feeling like you do? In terms of they have just had enough of the FNM and all that, you know, that they are diehard FNMs.
I can say that. Yes.
You said yes?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we're speaking with Natasha.
Yeah.
We're speaking with Natasha Darville. I hope that you can stick around for one more question.
Ms. Miller, I can say this for unequivocal fact. I've heard it all day. Yesterday, sealed.
Natasha, repeat it again, please. We didn't get that.
I said, I have heard for Hiram Lewis, the man, and that and because of what was done to Dr. Minnis yesterday, they will no longer support the Free National Movement.
What do you think? This is the final question. This is it, because the audio, the internet is just a little staticky. What is the relationship with the FNM and Grand Bahama as you can see it, as it stands tonight? Who is the provider? That's the bigger question. Natasha, what is the relationship with the FNM and Grand Bahama as you see it tonight?
$50-50. Say, did you hear that?
Repeat it again.
I said 50-50.
50-50. They could take it or leave it. Natasha Darville, I hope we have an opportunity to have another interview if I have to send you some if I have to send you some internet power. But thank you so much. You stuck it out. The internet was freezing. Thank you so much. Who is your provider? But thank you, Natasha. Thank you very much, Natasha Darville, a long-standing member of the Free National Movement, an executive member, assistant or deputy secretary general for many, many years, and then serving alongside Hiram Lewis, who she said she had no idea what he was going to do, none. However, she is committed to him based on everything that's happened in the lead up to that. We're going to get some thoughts and opinions on that. Stay exactly where you are. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're back after this.
I was an electrician for 18 years. And one day I just lost my sight and found that I was in a totally new world. I just found this strength that came from nowhere. And here I am today. Even though I am faced with disabilities, the fire in me, it never went out as related to me being an entrepreneur. But the barrier is just people being understanding and willing to take a chance on somebody like myself. My dream is to see where the government can really pass laws, legislation to assist people like myself. And whether you believe it or not, we do have something to offer this country. We have to make people understand that we are here. And not in many cases we're looking for handout. We want to make a contribution. You gotta live. And part of living is that you gotta take charge of your life. And through programs like this with the SBDC, I know for a fact that my business can now come to life.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com. The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
7.5 years, but I walk in here all of a sudden, total stranger. I'm calling you Rick and Sheila.
I win. At Island Lock, we take sports seriously. Get ready to experience the thrill of winning anytime and any place. Bet in real time and live the thrill of every play while watching your winnings stack up. It's your chance to score big with fast payouts and a world-class experience. Get in the game and bet the Bahamian way with Island Lock Sportsbook.
So you want a space but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
If you enjoy watching Beyond the Headlines, take advantage of our exclusive offers with 4 15-minute interview segments at $1,200 and 20 30-second TV ads at $2,000. Contact 557-0258 or 557-0259 for more information. Go beyond with Beyond the Headlines.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by the Legends of Rake and Scrape, May 10th at The Farm, Marshall Road.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Of course, again, I just want you all to know, just in case some people figure they're slapping me up, this is obviously election season. Tonight, the FNM was officially scheduled to appear on the show. They have rescheduled, and I wanted to just go to Grand Bahama to be able to get something from the rally, but of course you saw the noise of the background, and the interviewee obviously were clashing, so it could not happen. We then went to Central Grand Bahama really to get an idea of how the residents and FNM supporters there are responding, their mood after Aram Lewis just say, hey y'all, see y'all later. But you heard a supporter, FNM supporter, executive member, speak on the fact that she supports him because he's been that good an MP, and as of tonight, she officially stated she's following him wherever he goes. In this instance, the Coalition of Independence, and that there are many others. I wish that the internet was not sort of what does it do when the internet freezes? Yes, so that we could have really heard her. However, you heard her clearly enough, and so welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines contributors, Ellington Ferguson and Garth Rosborough. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you.
It is a good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Thank you for having me once again.
Yes, absolutely. Good to have you both. Gentlemen, let's talk about the Free National Movement yesterday, officially putting their position out there for all and sundry to understand and know. Dr. Hubert Minnis will not be receiving a nomination to run on an FNM ticket for the 2026 general election. Your thoughts on just how they kind of did that to make it sort of a final deal? One of the dailies said they asked Minnis, but your thoughts on that?
Shanique, one of the things I love how Dr. Minnis handled it, even in hearing the rumors that was coming, he did not make a move to resign from the party or anything like that. And to this day, he still have not done that. I applaud him for that. I think it's the right move. He allowed Pintard to go ahead and do what he had to do. And I'm sure in due time, Dr. Minnis will make his announcement. I'm not sure who is advising the Honorable Michael Pintard. I'm not sure if he is paying attention to his advisors, whether he's listening to them. I am sure that the Free National Movement is a wonderful and strong organization, or has been a wonderful and strong organization. And I know that there are men behind the scene, the movers and shakers, who understand politics in a more deeper and greater way than what we see playing out on the scene here. Obviously, not Mr. Minnis, as Mr. Pintard had concerns about Minister Minnis in his shadows. But Michael Pintard is really sealing the fate of himself and the Free National Movement. He's causing it to be that the Free National Movement will not be in a good position to contend the next general election, and consequently he's sealing his fate as the leader of this party. I'm sure that once this party fall apart going into the next general election, Pintard will be no more. And so it is sad to see him taking these route that he's taking. It's not going to bode well for the party. You may calculate that, okay, so if Minnis wins, so what? What you need to calculate is the thousands of Free National Movement members that still supports Dr. Hubert Minnis across the length and breadth of this country. What you're doing, you're fractioning the party. And so a fractured party cannot go up against the Progressive Liberal Party in the next general election. It will not happen. What he's doing is going to cause the Progressive Liberal Party to sail on in.
Well, on Sunday, like most people here in the Bahamas social media, we got the flash that all MCMs were to report to the Free National Movement headquarters for 3 p.m. And of course, we all figured that it had to be something extremely urgent. No need speculating. We were all anxiously awaiting to see what would have been so important for people to leave their church services pondering, why should I show up to a headquarters on my beautiful, peaceful Sunday when Jesus rose from the grave, just to see what's happening on Mackey Street. Upon hearing the news, I thought to myself, why on a Sunday? With all that's going on internationally, especially in our region, where we're now about to confront all of the misunderstandings of tariffs and the whole possibility of the cost of living going up, the cost of all manufactured goods, etc., I would have thought that maybe the FNM is now going to meet and prepare itself for true governance. Apparently, they're still dealing with inside politics. Right now, I'm going to tell the Free National Movement, time is running out. I said this to you before, your timing is a bit off. And so if you want to continue to play the game of follow the leader, we're seeing very well that the leader that you're following, based on what I saw tonight here on Beyond the Headlines, with a camera in the face of one of your executives, not allowing us to see what's happening in the background, I seriously question how much people were really there. I think your crowd was smaller than you made it to seem. It's a bit embarrassing. You're trying to hide behind truth, and I keep saying to you, it's better to confront the truth and correct your issues than to continue to tell yourself lies thinking that we cannot see. We can see you, we can hear you, but we're not feeling you.
Garth, perhaps the audio was competing, you remember?
It wasn't about the audio, it's about positioning. You can't put your camera phone in your face so I can only see a quarter of your head and say, look behind me, there's a crowd. No, if you were so bold and so truthful, put the camera in the air and give me a panoramic view and let me make a determination. I would say this to you though. I did call Grand Bahama when I saw that. I did ask for a true photo, and I'm saying to you, you're telling lies.
Gentlemen, you saw the interview with Natasha Darville of Central Grand Bahama, and the fact that she says, listen, a number of people, we couldn't hear very well, so we don't have numbers, but that more and more people she's meeting are saying, listen, they are certainly open or have made up their minds that they're following Aram Lewis, and they just had enough of the party politics of the FNM. Your thoughts?
Shanique, she was just spot on. She was very candid as I listened to her. And that is exactly what's going to happen in Grand Bahama. She spoke about the initiatives that Iram, and I often heard him in Parliament talking about those initiatives in the previous years, and she spoke about those initiatives that he was doing within the constituency. She talked about the breakdown in the communication with the present constituency leaders. What they're creating there in Grand Bahama is that you're fracturing the vote in that particular constituency, Central Grand Bahama. And so she alluded to the fact that it's always been a stronghold of the Free National Movement. You're going to probably see, if the Free National Movement doesn't get its act together, you're going to see a member of the Progressive Liberal Party elected to Parliament within Central Grand Bahama for the first time. And you're going to see the PLP ending up with 3 seats if they're able to hold on to the 2 that they have. You're going to see the party progressing in Grand Bahama, because people in Grand Bahama now also going to stay home. FNMs are going to stay away from the polls, and some that are going to go and vote for other persons. You're going to split the vote. Iram is going to have a tremendous amount of support in his constituency, and what's going to happen in Central Grand Bahama, it's It's going to be devastating to the Free National Movement.
Well, it's interesting that our good friend, Mr. Ferguson, believes that it's going to be a simple PLP victory. If you said that any other entity has now the opportunity to win, I would definitely buy that. But to simply say the PLP is going to win after all that we've been through in the last 3.5 years, at this particular time, I would not be so bold as to say so. What I will say, though, is that the lie that has been told, that Hiram Lewis was a poor representative, he has no following, that his whole leadership was confusing, it was disorganized, it was not effective. From this particular statement right here on Beyond the Headlines Live, it did not come from Shanique Miller, it did not come from Mr. Ferguson, it did not come from Garth Roseborough. It came from somebody who was faithful to the organization. And that faithful person is now saying to us, I cannot tell a lie. Mm-hmm. And if she's not telling a lie, then the evidence is simple, that the party is fractured, even though his name, Dr. Dwayne Sands, said, oh, the PLP is fractured. But what about you? Are you not too fractured? You are more fractured than everyone else. I would say, once again, stop bearing false witness. You're breaking the commandment of God. Tell the truth, and God may save you.
Garth, if I may, to what you said, when I say that based on the facts. The facts state the Progressive Liberal Party numbers in Central Grand Bahama has been very consistent.
Has been, it's in the past tense.
Hold on, give me a chance.
It has been
very consistent.
Has been.
The Free National Movement have always handsomely won it.
And the FNM has won this in the past in a very strong way.
Right.
That's yesterday.
Now, those votes are going to be shared between Hiram Lewis and whoever the Free National Movement chooses. Okay? So Hiram Lewis is going to add whatever fraction of that vote to himself to the COI vote, which was some 400 the COI got. The Progressive Liberal Party support in that area.
So why do you think all the PLPs are happy? That's why it's erroneous. Right
I'm
now,
talking
there's going to be a mass falling away.
On facts, history.
Facts cannot be just you're prophesying, and I'm calling you a false prophet tonight. I said
except that 2026 is here.
You cannot prophesy. Just simply say.
It's not a prophecy. It's telling you based.
Well, we'll wait and see.
On the past.
Based on the voting patterns of the
Absolutely.
past. Okay, well, listen, gentlemen, let's talk about this. This is something that's shaping up that is quite worrisome. The body of an American man was found on the shoreline of a beach on Paradise Island less than 12 hours after he arrived in the country with his family for a vacation. His mother, in an interview with Linton Ritchie today, is questioning the events leading up to her son's death, revealing that she had no idea that their first family dinner in Paradise would be their last.
Oh God, you gotta just give me strength to continue. My son, my baby, was my everything. Now I gotta take my son home in a casket.
A mother's worst nightmare now coming to fruition as she identified her son's lifeless body at the Princess Margaret Hospital morgue 72 hours after landing in country. Guyanese national Michelle McCalmont, mother of 23-year-old Denari McCalmont, says the photo shown to her by a local pathologist looks nothing like her son. She claims the face shown to her today was unrecognizable.
My son was beaten. He was traumatized. His face is damaged. His teeth has a lot of fraud. His hair full of sand. That tells me they beat my son down in that sand.
An international family vacation is not unusual for the McCalmonts, who are based in Maryland, as the now grieving mother says it was one of their rituals. But this time, things took a turn for the worst. She says her last communication with her son was early Saturday morning. Her last text reads, quote, "Where are you? Are you okay?"
The front desk in the resort, they called me to say 2 police officers down here want to talk to me about my son. What is wrong with my son? They said no. Even the hotel desk staff said he is fine. They had an allegation that somebody came to the station to say my son spit on them. I said, my son?
After the alleged claims, the mother began searching for herself, but her efforts were fruitless, and she says information from authorities were few and far apart.
We are doing an active investigation. I said, I have not seen my child. Do you have my child here? No, we don't have him.
The mother said she stayed up until sunrise, hoping her son would turn up. The only detail she knew is that authorities had his phone after it reportedly dropped out of his pocket. When 8 a.m. rolled around, she got the shocking news that her son's lifeless body was located. And adding insult to injury, she says she wasn't informed about the discovery until 3 hours after police found Denari's body.
So many male and female, they said detective, investigators. So when I saw all these people coming around me, I said, give me a minute. I think I need my husband here. I looked at them and he says, you guys are asking us all this question. What is it you have to tell us? And then they said, oh, we found this body.
Denari's mother says she's got more questions than answers.
Up to now, they have not shown me any videos of what transpired at the casino in the Royal. They have not shown me where my son was found. Somebody would have had to take him there because there is no way he would have gone to the beach.
While the way forward is a future she never expected, McCalman says she expects police to deliver the information she desperately needs.
And I need justice for my baby. I need justice. That would never have been how he would have done himself.
Quite troubling because it's another case that potentially will play out very nasty on the international media. We see this is maybe a year now. The same thing with Casey Anthony, the person who came here to go to the yoga retreat and still is missing. So this is crazy. I mean, you heard the allegations there that her son reportedly may have spat on someone in the casino, a worker. And that's all. She obviously feels as though her son was murdered. And so she just told sort of a timeline of finding that out. I don't know. What do you all think?
Another unfortunate incident for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Death in Paradise seems to be a movie theme right now. It's very unfortunate. My condolences to the mother and the family, and I just hope that they would get to the bottom of this, law enforcement would get to the bottom of this, and we'll be able to solve this case. We have a body, unlike the Casey Anthony situation where we've never had a body other than the phone and some other stuff that showed up in the water. But it's unfortunate that incidents like this happen. Very unfortunate.
I'll share my sympathies and my condolences as well. Very sad situation. As a country, I'd like to apologize to those who are watching from around the world. Very unfortunate. We're still having an active investigation, and my prayer is only that it isn't as horrific as it seems, but if it is this bad, justice is not only necessary, but I also say repentance is in order. And there's nothing much one can say in such a situation, but I'm wishing the mother the peace of God, the husband, the loved ones, the relatives, and may God continue to be with them.
Gentlemen, I agree with both of you. Of course, our thoughts and prayers to the family. It's nothing anyone wants to experience. I mean, you hear horror stories. Remember the Aruba matter and all the rest of it, when people go and travel and then this. So we want to get to the bottom of it. Like she said, if indeed he assaulted someone in the casino, we'll show that. But it certainly did not have to warrant his death. It did not. And so we will obviously follow this, and we just sort of anticipate what the fallout will be from the international media and all the rest of it. And so we'll wait to see how this plays out. But, thoughts and prayers to that family. Guys, listen, I tell you how, as we wrap up tonight, what does the Free National Movement need to do to begin repairing its image, whether it be in Grand Bahama, in various constituencies there, particularly central Grand Bahama, or the wider Bahamas?
The number one thing that the Free National Movement needs to do right now is unification. Either it's going to be this leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard, that would change his resolve to just start to talk to people, start to pull people together, pull the party together. You need unison to go into a general election, and without that being splintered, it's not going to happen. You won't be successful. So the key thing and the beginning for everything else, for any success within the Free National Movement, You need somebody that's going to unify the party. They all get on message, everybody get on one accord to move forward.
I would say very quickly, Shanique, that the Free National Movement has to stop focusing itself on complaining against the present government, which is the Progressive Liberal Party. No need for you now to go ahead and start to strip the PLP as to what it is now valued in Bahamian politics. They're doing a good enough job themselves. The opportunity is yours.
Absolutely.
What we are waiting for from you is to give us a plan or give us an idea that we can follow. The young people are watching you. What do you have to offer to the youth of this nation? What do you have to offer to the senior citizens of this nation? What do you have to offer to the families of this nation? What do you have to offer to the unemployed in this information? What plan do you have to strengthen mental health in this country? What plan do you have to combat the regional crisis with America and this whole trade war situation? You have to give us, the people, something to work with. We are no longer going to be satisfied with you simply pointing the finger saying, you know what you're doing wrong, PLP? Well, you just did it 5 years before the PLP. So we're not convinced that you're prepared to even govern at this time because you're bringing nothing new to the table. We're asking you for something new, something clever. Are you smart enough? If you're not smart enough, seek consultation, seek help, and pray to God, because winning the election is only the beginning. You still have yet to govern.
Give us something to believe in.
But he did make a promise today that they're going to be better than the PLP, and not only better than the PLP,
Words.
he promised that they'll be better than the former F&M administration.
Words.
So if that means anything to the Bahamian people.
Doesn't mean anything. Bring us the proof. And that is why the people didn't show up in Grand Bahama today.
Absolutely.
Because you didn't prepare them.
You don't know if they didn't show up.
They didn't prepare the people to be there, and they never had no goods to give to people. The people in Grand Bahama are hurting. They need help. They don't need a $183 million road. These people need $183 million of opportunity for their families.
This is Beyond the Headlines. I thank, of course, tonight's guests at the top of tonight's show, Secretary General in the Free National Movement, Sir Fent Roll. Also in our second segment, Natasha Darville, a constituent and F&M executive herself from the constituency that Aram Lewis was in. And also Central Grand Bahama, and of course both gentlemen here with me this evening, Garth Rosborough, Ellington Ferguson. Thank you very much. I want to thank all of you for tuning in this evening. Certainly enjoyed having you along, and look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.